Chapter 61. A sound came from the ceiling, not loudly, but still, like the sound of wind. There, poor Madeline was laying on the ground in a pool of blood, her blonde hair covered in the new fresh blood that was steaming in the AC of the restaurant. Without a word, a server came over. "Take her away, and tell Table 6 their meals are on Harlt's today for the waiting inconvenience," and pulled her by an arm, face down, leaving a red streak of a trail behind her. Another worker came and with a mop began to clean it up, while Table 6 waved over to us for paying their bill. "New help is so hard to train nowadays," Harlt sighed. "Not enjoying your meal? I could have a word with the chef." "No, I just already ate breakfast, so I'm not really hungry to begin with." I could feel my head slightly spinning from the orange twist. "Well then, if you are content to do so, we will continue the tour in the kitchen." I scooted from the table and picked up Harlt's, walking past the cleaner now spraying the air with something or other. We went to two large, silver-plated doors. Inside the doors was an entirely different world than the restaurant itself. This was a steam-filled, bustling hive of people wearing white, not a stain on them, not even one. A young man came up with a chef's hat and a cheerful smile. "Hello, Mr. Harlt's, Miss Vida. I hope the food was to your liking." "It was delicious," I said with a grin. "I'm so glad, so let me show you around the kitchen. This station handles the desserts. Here, try this one. It's the newest item on the menu. We call it a Harlt's Tear of Joy. I remember seeing it on the menu." It was a simple teaspoon of gold with a single drop of liquid on it. Taking and trying it, it had a very light flavor of mint. "It's impressive," I said, but truly my inner thoughts were the opposite. The next station, closest to the door, does the final prep to make sure each plate leaves clean. Hot or cold, depending on the dish, and always up to the Harlt's highest expectations. He showed me the dishwashing area. Some white dishes splattered with blood were mixed in with others being cleaned. "Here is my favorite station, the meat station. Let me show you how this works." Each button here has the type of meat it is. When we press the button the meat is dispensed from underground all the way up here for us to cook. It's an amazing setup Mr. Harlt's has come up with. It makes cooking so much more convenient and faster, so the meals can get out to the guests in a timely manner. A man came over with a metal tray and pushed the picture of a rooster. The red meat came out the bottom of the machine from a tube in a red paste-like form. Then, a moment later, another man came up and pushed the pig button, and from the same tube came a red paste. Yeah, this does seem to make things more convenient. So what's next? The chef put his arm out for us to follow him. This is the finest upgraded oven, stove combo. It can hold 50 dishes in one use. It makes all our work expedited to be the most efficient to do our work. I looked at the black oven that covered one whole back wall. It was so hot everyone working to put in and remove the meals from the rotating metal racks was full of sweat. An older man with salt and pepper hair, slightly overweight compared to others, was pulling out a tray of some mush. He handed it to a young girl when his long-sleeve shirt got caught on the moving rack. He started to lift off the ground, but I was close enough to pull hard. The racks were stopped as soon as I touched him enough for the fabric of his sleeve to rip. His arm was severely burned, his flesh still cracking and popping like fried chicken. He landed back on his feet. He looked at me, and then to Harlt's. The whole kitchen was watching as Harlt's looked at him. "Be more careful next time, Stephen. Our guest could have got burned." The man nodded. "Sorry, Mr. Harlt's. I'll do better next time." The metal rack began to rotate again, but something strange happened as we were walking away. I looked back to see the man as we went to a back door. The man grabbed the metal rack bare-handed, without a scream, and was lifted up and over into the fire, where he landed with a thud, not even moving to what should have been severe pain, but nothing. The door shut behind us, the chef grinning. "Mr. Harlt's here is so clever, isn't he? He made it where we do not have to waste gas or electricity or cut down trees to stoke the kitchen's fire." I gathered my thoughts. The water could only numb so much. "How many people would you say you burn in a day?" I asked. "Well, let me think. I have thought of this before. We do 3 meals a day. Each meal, sitting, is 3 hours long. I'd say 3 to 4 people a meal, and it can also change depending on how fast they burn as well." "Do you have any more questions?" "How do you choose who will be burned?" Harltz would know the answer to that better than me. I just prepare the food in the kitchen. Harltz in my arms looked up to me.